So, what if you could have an AWS expert right inside your team's chat? I mean, think about it. Well, in this explainer, we're going to show you exactly how to do that with Amazon Q Developer. It's a tool that lets you troubleshoot, learn, and just build so much faster. Let's dive in. We've all been there, right? You're deep into a project, you hit a roadblock, and suddenly you're just drowning in a sea of documentation tabs. That endless hunt for one specific command or one little best practice, it can just grind your whole workflow to a halt. Well, what if you could just ask an expert for the answer, right there in the chat platform your team is already using all day? That's really the whole idea behind Amazon Q. Think of it as your personal, on-demand AI assistant for all things AWS. And here's what makes this such a game changer. Amazon Q slots right into Microsoft Teams and Slack. So this isn't yet another tool you have to switch over to. It's an AI assistant that literally lives inside your existing chat channels, ready to help you build and troubleshoot on AWS. And the range of stuff you can ask it is huge. You can ask for advice on AWS best practices, you can troubleshoot really specific errors, or you can even ask it questions about your very own AWS resources and network setup. It's like a Swiss Army knife for your entire cloud environment. Okay, so that all sounds pretty great in theory, but what does this actually look like day to day? Let's walk through a few real-world examples to see how Amazon Q can be a seriously powerful assistant in your workflow. All right, let's start with a classic. Instead of spending 20 minutes digging through security white papers, you can just ask for a direct, actionable summary of best practices for something as critical as S3 bucket security. And boom, you get the answer right there in your chat. This saves a ton of time, and, it gets your whole team on the same page. But you can also get way more specific. So here, somebody's hitting a pretty common but tricky problem with AWS Lambda. Instead of context switching away from the problem and opening a bunch of tabs, Amazon Q gives you targeted troubleshooting steps right then and there. This helps you fix the issue faster and just stay in the zone. And okay, this is where it gets really powerful. By giving Amazon Q read-only access to your AWS account, you can ask questions about your specific resources, like, hey, show me a list of EC2 instances in this one region. It's almost like having a command line interface that just understands plain English. And maybe the best part? Everything we've just seen, all this powerful chat functionality, is available on the Amazon Q Developer free tier. You can get started and try all of this out without any upfront cost, which is just fantastic. So let's see how easy it is to set up. Okay, so you're ready to give it a shot? How do you get it set up? It's actually a really straightforward two-step process to give Amazon Q the permissions it needs to start helping out in your chat channels. So step one is all about permissions. You're going to go into the AWS IAM console and attach a pre-built policy called Amazon Q Developer Access to the role your chat client uses. Think of an IAM role as like giving an app a specific set of keys. This managed policy makes sure Q gets the right keys for read-only access to your AWS environment so it can securely answer questions about your resources. Then, for step two, you'll just hop over to the Amazon Q console. And here, you'll apply that same policy, but this time as a guardrail for the specific Slack or Teams channel you want to use. This pretty much just acts as the on switch, activating Q's capabilities for that channel. And that's it. You're all set up. All right, with the setup complete, now it's time for the fun part, putting Amazon Q to the test and actually seeing what this thing can do for you. Interacting with Q is about as easy as it gets. Once it's enabled in your channel, you just mention it by typing @AmazonQ and then ask your question in plain English. There's no special syntax or complex commands you need to memorize. Let's look at one last, really powerful example. Imagine you need to check the memory setting or the timeout for a specific Lambda function. Instead of clicking all over the console, you can just ask. This kind of direct query is a massive time saver for any dev team. So now the power is in your hands. You've got an AWS expert waiting right there in your Teams chat. The only question left is, what will you ask first? Are you gonna troubleshoot that nagging bug? Or maybe explore the best practices for a new service? The possibilities are wide open.